Bride's mother attempted murder the groom at the wedding. Me and my friend worked for a catering company, and this is how we met our bartender and bouncer. This client we had that day was some rich old money. We started with the catering consultation. The wedding planner had changed 3 times already before they even came to visit us, and the appointment kept getting rescheduled. The day of the consultation came and they actually showed up, both the mothers with the bride and groom in tow. The wedding planner didn't show, but we kept the consultation going and would email all relevant paperwork later. The mothers of the bride and groom were the best of friends, and they were so excited they got to plan their kids' wedding together, and the future of family names was preserved. It was during this rant that my friend cut them off and spoke directly to the bride and groom. "Friend, I want to know what you two want. What cuisine do you like? What style of service would you like?" Bride's mother, BM, "They want a full-service buffet with carving stations, hors d'oeuvres and cocktail hour, and the cake will be from this bakery." Friend, "I'm sorry ma'am, I thought this consultation was for the bride and groom. If you want a consultation for your own wedding you will have to book one with my assistant." BM, "Excuse me, but I know more than these 2 kids do. I plan my wedding myself, you know." Friend, "How about this? You 2 ladies can sit with my assistant and give him all the details of what you are thinking, and I will give the bride and groom a private tasting." BM, "Fine, but I'd better see every piece of paper before it's signed." I take the ladies to another part of the office and listen to BM overtake everything, occasionally pointing out that a handsome young man such as myself shouldn't disappoint my mother when it's her time to plan my wedding. I just nod and smile and do my best to keep them busy while my friend gets the real story from the bride and groom. Back at the main consult, "Friend, so I can already tell there's some tension, so let me assure you that my company has nothing but the best intentions to make your wedding day as grand as you envision. You, the bride and groom, are our first priority." Groom said to the bride, "I told you they shouldn't have come. My mom caves to your mom's every whim, and we will get railroaded." Bride to groom, "I know, but I couldn't say no. She says it's her God-given right to plan this and I don't know what else to do." Friend, "Let me assure you that my assistant is merely hearing their suggestions. This is the real consult. But before we go further, if we cater your wedding, who will be signing and paying for our services?" Groom, "Us. I won't have a dime of their money be involved with our day." Friend smiles, "Perfect." They proceed with the rest of the consultation, going over menu options, service styles, table setups, timetables, and coordinating with the bakery. The last thing they went over was allergies. The groom has a very severe allergy to peanuts, which has apparently been a problem with BM. She believes he should just keep eating them and you'll get over it eventually. Except the groom's allergy is basically touch nut, full anaphylactic shock. We jot down a huge note that peanuts will not be anywhere near this wedding. Before the consult wraps up, my friend suggests putting passwords on the account. You never know who might try to change something, and the bride says no, but before they leave, the groom pulls my friend aside and says absolutely, but please don't give it to the bride. After their appointment ended, and the bride and groom left, and the mothers left, I went straight to the liquor room and my friend and I compared notes. As we suspected, the bride and groom wanted something almost entirely different than the mothers wanted, but since the bride and groom were paying and signing the contract, we shredded the mom's plans. The bride and groom opted for a plated dinner for 80, with an hour of hors d'oeuvres and cocktail. The cake would be delivered by the bakery and their staff would handle it. All was relatively quiet with this contract, until 3 weeks before the wedding when a 6'7", 260 pounds African-American man came into our office. He said he was here about his cousin's wedding and gave the proper password. My friend and I sat down with him and he introduced himself as the bride's cousin and he's worried about the wedding. Earlier that week, the groom was admitted to the hospital after going into anaphylactic shock. BM lied to the bride and groom and fed him a meal where everything was cooked with peanut oil. He witnessed the whole thing and when he confronted his aunt, BM, she said it's a mind over matter thing. He wanted us to be aware that bride mother and bride father were uninvited and banned from the wedding. It was the bride's orders. There was a lot of drama with the other vendors and general wedding planning, and this was the final straw. Cousin also wanted us to know that he is a cop, and he'll be providing security at the wedding. He brought 3 of his cop friends with him and left one in the kitchen to keep BM from sneaking in and poisoning any more food. The day of the wedding was mostly drama-free until the reception started when BM and boyfriend showed up with a gaggle of their friends and tried to force their way into the wedding. Cousin took no shit, my friend and I backed him up as best we could. And they were ejected from the reception. BM tried one final time as the reception ended and the wedding party filtered out. She sat in her car until the bride and groom were visible, then gunned her car at them. Cousin rushed them out of the way and BM smashed her car into the reception hall's front door. My friend and I witnessed the whole thing from the parking lot and rushed over to make sure the bride and groom were safe. We gave our statements to the police, and BM was arrested. The couple were shaken but not harmed. A few weeks after the wedding, cousin showed up to our office again. He thanked us for everything we did to help his cousin enjoy her day. He told us that the groom told him everything we did was distracting BM and setting up passwords. He was grateful for everything we did and gave us his card. Anytime we needed security he'd be sure to have our backs. Not long after this, he was shot in the line of duty and took a leave of absence from the police force for a bit to clear his head. Having previous experience as a bartender, we hired him on and he has been with us ever since. He still works as a cop but only at a desk in the precinct, and eventually he'd like to open his own bar. Bouncer has a heart of gold and the brawn of an ox, and we are glad to call him part of our team. BM went to jail and was cut out of the bride and groom's life. Boyfriend divorced her. The happy couple just had a little bundle of joy a year ago, and are asking us to cater the baptism. GM was very apologetic for just going along with BM and was able to salvage the relationship with the couple. Oh, and my friend and I were sued for damages, slander and breaking contract, by BM. The case was laughed out of court.